It is the big getaway weekend, but on both sides of the Atlantic tonight, we are heading into travel chaos. In the United States, 110 million people have been hit today with some of the coldest weather in decades as a bomb cyclone takes temperatures in some areas, like Montana, as low as minus 55 degrees Celsius. Yes, you heard that right, minus 55. That, I'm told, is frostbite in 5 minutes. And like the snow, the cancellations are now piling up. More than 2,200 internal flights have been cancelled. In Chicago, a main international hub for American and United Airlines, they are expecting up to 18 inches of snow. Even the president is worried.
Please take this storm extremely seriously. And I don't know whether your boss will let you, but if you all have travel plans, leave now. Not a joke. I'm sending my staff, if they had plans to leave on tomorrow, late tonight or tomorrow, I'm telling them to leave now.
Joining us to discuss is Jonathan Porter. He's the chief meteorologist at AccuWeather in Philadelphia. Thank you for being with us. I mean, wow, these are really low temperatures. Have you seen anything like this before?
Well, we've certainly seen some cold outbreaks across North America before, but Christian, the thing that's unique about this is just how far that cold air is surging into the states, all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico, eventually down to the Mexican border, even Florida. Miami, of all places, will be dealing with some chilly temperatures. And in addition to that, as you mentioned, we're dealing with a very significant, intense storm system that's going to be developing right near Chicago right now, intensifying further in the coming days. It's going to become a bomb cyclone, and that's going to help draw down even more frigid air across the eastern part of the country. So some big travel problems, a travel nightmare coming at the absolute worst time here, leading into the Christmas holiday, Christian.
OK, so we've got some of the images that you've sent us. Tell us how many states are involved and talk us through the weather pattern, because it's the snow first, but there's a lot of cold air coming in behind.
Yeah, that's right. And these are actually related. It's actually the surge of Arctic air direct from Siberia that has just been plunging across Canada, where it's been really cold in the last couple of days. And now that's starting to continue to surge into the northern plains and northern Rockies, and soon will envelop all of the central and eastern part of the United States. Now, as far as the states that are affected, it's easier for me to name the states that aren't affected. And that's really just across the southwestern part of the United States, places like Arizona, New Mexico, California. Everywhere else from the Pacific Northwest all the way through the plains and all the way eventually to the East Coast are going to be dealing with this chilly, bitter cold. And it's downright dangerous in some areas. You mentioned those temperatures, minus 55 Celsius in some locations. You can get into a very serious life-threatening situation very quickly. And then, of course, we're going to be dealing with this significant storm, as we talked about, and it's going to basically shut down travel in much of the central part of the country over toward the east here as we head into tomorrow with very poor timing. Now, there is going to be some moderation toward the end of toward Christmas Day, but still near the Great Lakes, we're going to be talking about a big lake effect snow, 3 to 4 feet of snow again across the Buffalo area, just on the heels of a major lake effect snowstorm last month.
Yeah. We keep using this term once in a generation weather system. I mean, we used it in the summer with the heat dome. So the inevitable question, is this part of the extreme temperatures that we're going to have to get used to?
Well, the way I see this one is there are certain aspects of the storm that are pretty unique. I've been a meteorologist here at AccuWeather for 18 years and actually been interested in the weather since I was a little boy. So I watched weather for a long time. This one's got me impressed because of the nature, the size of the area that's affected by the bitter cold temperatures, and also how quickly these temperatures have been falling. You go from, it's been like a wall of cold air as this Arctic air has arrived, and that's what's going to happen across parts of the I-95, the heavily trafficked I-95 corridor from Boston to New York to Philadelphia down to Washington, D.C. tomorrow. That's why we're calling for a rapid freeze up, a flash freeze. All that water from the rain that's been occurring there today is going to quickly freeze as those cold temperatures arrive and create a icy condition on roads, streets, sidewalks, and everything. Really dangerous situation that's going to be a problem on the roads and in the air. Now, we've seen cold outbreaks before and during December. I think this is just another example of the fact that even though we have a warming atmosphere by all accounts, and we know that, as you mentioned, about the extreme heat over the summer, we can still get these really serious cold outbreaks that threaten lives and property, and they can go all the way south into places like Texas, which, as you recall from the February 2021 event, there were serious issues with the power grid. We'll see how the power grid does there this time. It's not as intense and not as prolonged as that event, but it shows that we can still get these big dips in the jet stream and big cold outbreaks, even though the atmosphere is warming.
Yeah, southern states not prepared for cold temperatures like this. Jonathan Porter, thank you very much indeed for that.